हार्ड टाइम्स बहुत रेगुलरली आते हैं एंड एक फाउंडर की जर्नी काफ़ी पेनफुल और काफ़ी डिफिकल्ट होती है। तो ये जब फेज आते हैं तो इसको गेट थ्रू करना काफ़ी डिफिकल्ट होता है, चैलेंजिंग होता है, बट यही वही
True.
जो फेज होता है जहाँ अगर आप उससे पार निकलते हैं तो काफ़ी ग्रो करके निकलते हैं। सो दैट इज ऑल्सो देयर।
So, hello everyone. Today's podcast is very special. Today we are going to know the journey of Sahil. You all have seen Sahil on Shark Tank. He's founder of Leofy, namely Keto. And so, first of all, thank you so much, Sahil, for joining me. So, tell us a brief about Keto or Leofy and what it does and how it is going to help people.
Sure, Surya. So first of all, big thank you for having me as a part of your podcast. Really excited to be sharing my journey with you. So Levofy, previously Keto India, is a healthcare tech company, and what we fundamentally do is that we help people in reversal and management of various healthcare ailments, which is type 2 diabetes, PCOS, thyroid, obesity, fatty liver, and hypertension through personalized nutrition, supplementation, and medical treatment that can help people not just reverse these ailments, but even maintain the reversal of these ailments in the long run. So that's what we do as a company.
Okay, awesome. So, can you tell us a little bit about your background and how you got into the healthcare industry?
Sure, Surya. So fundamentally, I come from a very hardcore computer science engineering background. So I have done my engineering from Netaji Subhash of Technology, and after that, I have worked with leading development companies like Samsung Research India Bangalore and Kronos Incorporated as a developer. And after that, I also worked with leading startups as a product manager, like Travel Triangle and Innovator. So had a brilliant time there as well. But I think it was in September 2017 when my mom had her brain surgery, and I started reading about healthcare to take care of her. Right, so it was I was off my job for a good 9 months, and it was during that duration that I realized that the power of nutrition and supplementation is not just limited to a brain surgery patient, but also to people with type 2 diabetes, PCOS, thyroid, obesity, fatty liver, hypertension. So that's why I decided that I should probably, start my own company and went full time into it. So yeah, and things have been great so far ever since I started my company. So yeah.
Yeah, okay. So my next question is, a lot of us like don't understand the term keto. Can you explain like what does this term mean?
Sure, Surya. So I think our brand rebranded from Keto India to Livofy, and keto fundamentally is a low carbohydrate, moderate protein, and a high fat diet where the body begins to burn fat as a source of fuel as you eat fat, right? So it's a great therapy for people who are looking to lose weight, for people who are looking to fix their type 2 diabetes, or women who are looking to fix their PCOS, where women face irregular period cycles, facial hair, acne. So it's a great therapy for all those use cases. But we rebranded because we realized that keto is not the only therapy that can help people in the remission of these ailments. There are various therapies that can be used, and that's why we rebranded to Livify, which is a short form for Live for Yourself, where we want people to fix their ailments so that they can live for themselves and not just kind of, we didn't want their lives to be centered around the ailment itself in the first place. So, hence the rebrand.
Like you rebranded Keto India as Livofy. So the Sharks also give the advice to rebrand for a more holistic approach. So what was the major challenges while rebranding Keto India as Livofy, and how did you finally come to this decision?
To be honest, it was already on my mind to rebrand even before I went to Shark Tank, which is why we were running two brands parallelly. But because at that point in time I was a bootstrap company, which meant that I was putting my own money back in the business, so we were not really prepared to take the hit that would come while we would rebrand the company, right? So that was the reason why we chose not to rebrand while we were bootstrap, but I think, as the Sharks rightly pointed out, it was the right thing to just have yourself associated with one brand itself. And immediately after Shark Tank happened, and 3 months after Shark Tank, we raised our seed round of capital of 4.5 crores. So we had some capital to kind of rebrand and maybe take a brand, change hit as well, right? So it was a fairly difficult process to rebrand where so many people know you as Keto India, so which means that branding communication has to change, marketing has to change, the entire website structure has to change, right? So it's a very significant time and effort job that happens, right? So It took us a good 2-3 months to rebrand to Livify, but we've grown quite well, after the rebrand, right? So I think our rebrand successfully happened in the month of October, November, I guess, and in the past 3-4 months we've grown back up significantly. So yeah.
Okay. Like the SARKs gave you a deal of 1.6 crore for 16% equity, right? With four SARKs coming in. पर आपने वो डील मना कर दिया. So what was your thought process while making such a decision? Do you have any regrets? क्योंकि like it's a big decision to call.
I think I think I was looking at 1.6 crores as the part of my total fundraise, basically, right? That's how I went into the tank, right? But I felt that the equity dilution would have been significant at 16% dilution, right? I was very well aware of the value that the Sharks would have brought to the table, and I even talked about it while I was pitching, right? So I definitely was aware of the value that they would bring to the table, but I also knew that we are a tech-first company and engineering talent costs significant amount of money, right? So which we would not have been able to kind of pull off with 1.6 crores in capital. We would have immediately had to go back to the market and raise more capital, right? So which is why I took the call of not accepting the offer. What would be the regret? I would say that if I would go back again, I would probably ask for lesser capital as investment in the first place, because the Sharks don't just come in with capital, but they also come in with strategic value, right? So I would probably go in with a very small check size in terms of ask, and look for strategic investors more than investment investment in terms of capital requirement per se, right? So I think that could be something that I would have done if I were to go back again to Shark Tank. So yeah.
Yeah, okay. What was the impact of Shark Tank on your venture and how it is influenced the number of users and the potential investors?
I think your brand becomes a significant name immediately after Shark Tank, because it's a very big reach that you get for your brand and for yourself also, right? You become a familiar face amongst people. The company becomes very familiar across, right? So definitely you do see a significant increase in the number of customers, in the number of people who visit your website and app. We did see a significant improvement as well, and obviously investor interest increases significantly also, right? Because they've seen you already. It's easier and more comfortable for them to invest in you as well, right? So immediately 3 months after we aired on Shark Tank, we were able to close our seed round, right? So I think that was definitely a great part of Shark Tank India, right? And I highly recommend all upcoming startups to consider applying to Shark Tank. It's a great platform to get eyeballs for your company.
तो शार्क टैंक के बारे में और बताइए कि बिहाइंड द सीन्स क्या है, और शार्क टैंक में एक्चुअल, जैसे बहुत लोग बोलते हैं कि शार्क टैंक इज स्क्रिप्टेड, सो इज इट लाइक दैट? और आपने क्या क्या एक्सपीरियंस किया शार्क टैंक में? जैसे आप बहुत सारे फाउंडर्स से मिले होंगे, आपकी लर्निंग्स क्या क्या रही?
आई थिंक शार्क टैंक जो भी लोगों को लगता है स्क्रिप्टेड है, वो बिल्कुल स्क्रिप्टेड नहीं होता. मैं आपको इसलिए बता सकता हूँ बिकॉज मैं फर्स्ट डे ऑफ द शार्क टैंक शूट पर पिच कर रहा था, एंड मैं शार्क टैंक इंडिया पे थर्ड फाउंडर था जो पिच कर रहा था, राइट? तो एंटायर पिच इज एज लाइव एज इट गेट्स, द एंटायर पिच इज एज रियल एज इट गेट्स. द ओनली थिंग जो हम प्रिपेयर करके जाते हैं वो है हमारी शार्क टैंक इंडिया की पिच जो मैं बोलता हूँ बेसिकली, राइट? जो हम प्रिपेयर करके जाते हैं, और वो 2 से 3 दिन की शूटिंग की प्रिपरेशन होती है, तो उस दौरान हम पिच को प्रिपेयर करते हैं.
लाइक स्टार्टिंग 2-3 मिनट्स, राइट?
हाँ, जो स्टार्टिंग के 2-3 मिनट जो मैंने पिच में बोले थे वो मैंने प्रिपेयर किए थे, एंड उसके बारे में बोला जाता है. बट अदर देन दैट टोटल पिच का ड्यूरेशन मेरा 2.25 घंटे के आसपास का था, एंड ऑब्वियसली शूटिंग जो दिखाई जाती है वो सिर्फ 12-15 मिनट की दिखाई जाती है, बट 2.25 घंटे की पूरी डिस्कशन चलती है, एंड वो पूरी ड्रिल डाउन करके आपको सिर्फ 12 से 15 मिनट की दिखाई जाती है बेसिकली, राइट? तो experience was amazing. I think I had a brilliant time pitching to the Sharks. I had a brilliant time sharing my journey with the Sharks and with the audience. The quality of questions that came from the Sharks was amazing. It gave me a lot of clarity about how I want to take my business forward, and definitely gave us a lot of recognition. I also really enjoyed speaking to fellow founders. काफी सारे फाउंडर्स एयर हुए, कुछ फाउंडर्स एयर नहीं भी हुए, बट उन सबसे मिलके मुझे बहुत अच्छा लगा था. उनसे बहुत कुछ सीखने का मिला था, और डिफरेंट वैरायटी ऑफ फाउंडर्स डिफरेंट जगहों से आए हुए फाउंडर से मिलके खुद का दिमाग भी काफी खुला था इन टर्म्स ऑफ पॉसिबिलिटीज. तो इट वाज अ फैंटास्टिक एक्सपीरियंस ऑल इन ऑल. सो या.
लाइक जैसे कि आप बताइए कि आप किन किन फाउंडर से मिले, और नेटवर्किंग जैसे अगर किसी को करना है तो क्या अप्रोच होना चाहिए, लाइक कॉलेज स्टूडेंट्स जैसे कि ये देख रहे हैं, तो वो नेटवर्किंग एक कैसे कर सकते हैं और क्या अप्रोच होनी चाहिए?
देखिए, मैं तो हमेशा ये बोलूंगा कि नेटवर्किंग अगर आपको करनी है स्टार्टअप वर्ल्ड में, तो नेटवर्किंग के थॉट से मत जाइए कि मुझे नेटवर्किंग करनी है, 4 विजिटिंग कार्ड इकट्ठे करने हैं, राइट. आप जाइए कि आप जेन्युइनली किसी इंसान को जानना चाहते हैं, राइट. या तो उनको जानना चाहते हैं, उनकी हेल्प करना चाहते हैं, उनसे हेल्प लेना चाहते हैं, राइट. तो जब आप इस तरीके से जाएंगे तो आप एक जेन्युइनली एक डीपर बॉन्ड बनाएंगे स्टार्टअप फाउंडर्स के साथ और इवन इन्वेस्टर्स के साथ गोइंग फॉरवर्ड, राइट. दूसरी बात मैं ये बोलूंगा कि इन टर्म्स ऑफ विच ऑल फाउंडर्स आई मेट,
या
एक केरला बनाना चिप्स के जो फाउंडर थे उनसे मैं मिला था वाइल आई वाज देयर. मैं द रीनल प्रोजेक्ट के जो फाउंडर थे शशांक, उनसे मिला था बेसिकली, राइट. सो उनसे मेरी काफी अच्छी डिस्कशन, लंबी डिस्कशन रही थी, राइट. तो ये सब फाउंडर्स थे जो वहां पर थे, जिनके जो मेरे साथ में पिच कर रहे थे, एंड इट वाज अ फैंटास्टिक एक्सपीरियंस टू काइंड ऑफ पिच विद देम. तो लर्नड अ लॉट अबाउट हाउ दे वर बिल्डिंग द बिजनेस, एंड मुझे मुझे खुद काफी पर्सपेक्टिव मिला, व्हिच वाज अमेजिंग. सो या.
awesome. My next question is, how is Liverify different than other healthcare services in the market?
Yeah. So fundamentally, Surya, what we are trying to do is that we are building an end-to-end platform, which means that everything that a person needs to be able to manage their chronic care issue is available on the platform itself, right? So we don't just provide nutrition, but we provide nutrition, medical treatment, supplements, all on the same platform itself, right? So which gives the customer a sense of completedness, a sense of central point for information of all sorts right on the platform itself, right? So that makes us a very high value added platform as a company, right? So that is there. So we call ourselves the personalized and integrative chronic care platform, which means that we personalize the entire care protocol, and integrative ka matlab hai that we make sure that the entire journey of the patient is covered right on the platform itself. So yeah.
So, how did you go about creating your user interface and user experience, and what were some of the biggest challenges you faced?
I think because I come from a product management background, I have built a lot of products in B2C and B2B spaces myself before I started the company. So मुझे काफी experience था, right, in terms of how to build
Yeah,
products, right. So when I started the company, तो first or best way to build user experience for the customer is to speak to the customer first, right. So company की initial 100 sales मैंने ही की थी, और मैं आज भी customer से एक anonymous name से बात करता हूँ, सेल्स कॉल्स करता हूँ, उनकी प्रॉब्लम समझने की कोशिश करता हूँ. तो ये मेरा बेस्ट तरीका रहता है टू बिल्ड अ यूजर एक्सपीरियंस. जब तक आप यूजर से बात नहीं करोगे तब तक आपको पता नहीं चलेगा उनको चाहिए क्या, बेसिकली, राइट. सो that is something that continues to be an active engagement for me even today, right. So that's the best way, right, to understand what the customer wants by speaking to them, by being a part of their lives, and then reverse engineering and figuring out what you should build for them in terms of sales process or product or user experience, right. The second is obviously analytics. Once the product starts to get some traction, you obviously start doing a lot of product analytics, start doing a lot of business analytics. कौन सा customer persona convert कर रहा है, कौन सा नहीं कर रहा, क्यों नहीं कर रहा, उनको क्या चाहिए जिससे वो convert कर सकते हैं. तो वो सारी चीजें फिर आप डेटा को drill down करके अपने product experience को even better कर सकते हैं. So these are the major steps that I fundamentally use in terms of building a very end-to-end personalized experience for the customer. So yeah.
जैसे मेरी लास्ट में बात हो रही थी एक स्टार्टअप फाउंडर से जो कि किडबिया ब्रांड के, तो ही ऑल्सो कोल्ड कॉल्स हिज कस्टमर्स, और वो कॉल करके पूछते हैं एक्चुअली कि आपको कहाँ प्रॉब्लम आ रही है. और सेम ऐसे मैंने पैटर्न नोट किया है, तो जो भी व्यूअर्स मुझे नोट कर रहे हो, तो अगर आप एक स्टार्टअप फाउंडर हो तो ये चीज़ें आप नोट कर सकते हो, लाइक कि आपको खुद ही पूछना पड़ता है कस्टमर से, आप किसी से रिलाई नहीं कर सकते कि आप बताओगे, क्योंकि आपको खुद आगे आके पूछना पड़ता है. या ओके.
बिल्कुल
सो
सही बात
ओके
है
साहिल.
सूर्य. आई थिंक इट इज वेरी
या
इंपॉर्टेंट कि स्टार्टअप का जो फाउंडर है वो कस्टमर के दर्द को खुद समझे, राइट.
या ट्रू.
आप बाकी चीजें डेलीगेट कर सकते हैं, आप प्रोडक्ट बनाना कैसे डेलीगेट कर सकते हैं, आप डिजाइन ब्रांडिंग धीरे धीरे डेलीगेट कर सकते हैं, बट कस्टमर की प्रॉब्लम को आपको खुद समझना बहुत जरूरी है. चाहे आप बहुत ज्यादा कस्टमर से बात नहीं कर सकते, बट रेगुलरली कस्टमर से बात कीजिए, अपना प्रोडक्ट खुद यूज कीजिए, आपको यूज कर पा रहे हैं कि नहीं कर पा रहे, क्या प्रॉब्लम फेस कर रहे हैं, वो सारी चीजों का ध्यान रखना आपको खुद को रखना बहुत जरूरी है. दैट इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट.
Totally agreed. Okay. So what strategy do you use to market your platform?
So Surya, I think we use multiple strategies to market our platform. We use micro influencer marketing on a very regular basis. That I think works quite well for us to build a brand. I put out content as well myself, which kind of also strikes a chord with the audience. We also use performance marketing, which is running paid ads on Google and Facebook to kind of do an outreach of our brand. And we also do create content on our website, which people very actively engage in. We have a very thriving blog where people engage very regularly, so that also helps us with significant organic traffic on our platform also. So these are the various means that we use.
So my next question is, what are the most common lifestyle disease that you have noticed throughout this journey?
I think the most common ones are the ones that we're working on a deeper level, Surya. So we've seen PCOS in women to be very rampant and very regular, which is polycystic ovary syndrome. We see
Yeah.
type 2 diabetes in people a lot. India is slowly becoming the diabetic capital of the world. We also see hypothyroid, hypertension, obesity, fatty liver. All of them are very large problems, right? And it is estimated that 70% of the deaths in India are suspected to happen by just these chronic ailments in the first place, right? So it is of dire need that not just one company, that multiple companies solve this problem at scale. And there's a very big opportunity which we're trying to solve for. So, yeah.
Yeah, you are really doing good, man. So, my next question is, Leofy is AI based and relies on data. Are there certified specialists and doctor in Leofy who also assist with the latest updates and research on the healthcare area? या पूरा system ही like AI based है?
सो एआई का जो भी स्ट्रक्चर बनता है वो हम डॉक्टर्स के साथ काम करके बनाते हैं एंड देन वी हैव मशीन लर्निंग एंड एआई स्पेशलिस्ट हु काइंड ऑफ बिल्ड द एआई मॉडल बेसिकली, राइट? सो वी डू बोथ द थिंग्स, Surya. So we have doctors who we have partnered with. They are not full time with us, but on they work with us on a consulting model. And obviously, then there are AI engineers who kind of work with us in terms of building the model to personalize the care protocol for our client. So it's both ways.
Okay, okay. So, generally we go to our doctors and nutritionists for our health concerns. So, how can a user trust on AI more than a specialist working for years in this field?
See, so I think there are different kind of customers, Surya, and the idea is that somebody who does not have a paying propensity to pay a larger check size, and India does have a very significant portion which faces these problems but does not have the paying propensity for working with a certified nutritionist. That's where AI works really well, right? Especially in tier two towns and cities, right? If somebody is skeptical about working with AI directly, they can directly work with certified nutritionists. That's what people are doing on our platform, right? So it's a certified nutritionist who's personalizing the care protocol and then working with the client directly, right? So if you want comfort, if you want motivation, you work with the nutritionist directly. But if you're maybe tighter on the budget, you can directly use the AI on our platform, right? So that's the eventual goal of building the platform. So, yeah.
My next question is, how do you incorporate customer reviews into your platform and आप कैसे customer trust build करते हो?
I think we build customer trust by asking them to record video testimonials, share their transformation stories with us, and ask them to review us on Google and Facebook. So that I think works wonders for us, and that's what we do to kind of reflect customer trust on a regular basis. So that's what we do.
So, my next question is, what has been the most rewarding aspect in this journey and what has been the biggest challenges?
I think most rewarding experience is obviously when your customers get results, because that's what you're building for, and when your employees significantly improve over time and realize that they're doing bigger things while they're in the company or while they're outside the company also, right? So both the things, whether it's the customers or the employees, when they grow or when they see results for themselves, I think that is something that gives me a lot of satisfaction of building the business. And struggles, I think, things that I typically don't like about the business is managing legal, finance, and HR. Because that's
Yeah.
something that we have to do with regularly as entrepreneurs, and I personally don't enjoy it, but I try and make sure that it gets the same amount of sincerity and rigor that other aspects of the business that I enjoy get, right? So that's something that I still struggle with, but it's something that has to be done, right? So it does take my time and energy. So, yeah.
स्टार्टिंग फेज कैसा था? डू यू फील एट सम पॉइंट कि बंद करते हैं और अब नहीं होगा? लाइक एक फेज जब आता है, जैसे मैंने बहुत सारे एंटरप्रेन्योर स्टार्टअप फाउंडर से बात किया, तो सबकी लाइफ में एक फेज आया था, तो वो वर्स्ट फेज क्या था जब आपको लगा कि नहीं अब तो नहीं होगा? ऐसा कभी हुआ आपको?
हाँ सूर्य, आई थिंक सब फाउंडर के साथ मल्टीपल टाइम्स होता है। जब फाउंडर को लगता है कंपनी नियर डेथ एक्सपीरियंस पे है, राइट, एंड इट इज
या
वेरी
ट्रू।
नॉर्मल। एंड ये रिकरिंग थॉट मल्टीपल टाइम्स आता है। आई थिंक जब कोविड आया था तो बहुत डिफिकल्ट फेज था हमारे लिए। जब इंस्टाग्राम फेसबुक अपना एल्गोरिथम चेंज करता रहता है तो हमारे लिए बहुत डिफिकल्ट फेज हो जाता है, बिकॉज हम काफी हेविली डिपेंडेंट ऑन दीज प्लेटफॉर्म्स, राइट। तो हम अपनी धीरे धीरे बेट्स हेज कर देते हैं, राइट। पेड एडवर्टाइजिंग के लॉजिक्स चेंज हो जाते हैं तो हमारे सडनली रेवेन्यू हिट हो रहा था, राइट। सो ऑल दीज थिंग्स अफेक्ट बिजनेस फॉर अस, राइट, एंड वी रियलाइज दैट इट शुड नॉट इवेंचुअली। तो मैं काफी सीखा उस दौरान, बट हार्ड टाइम्स बहुत रेगुलरली आते हैं, एंड एक फाउंडर की जर्नी काफी पेनफुल और काफी डिफिकल्ट होती है। तो ये जब फेज आते हैं तो इसको गेट थ्रू करना काफी डिफिकल्ट होता है, चैलेंजिंग होता है, बट यही
ट्रू।
वही जो फेज होता है जहाँ अगर आप उससे पार निकलते हैं तो काफी ग्रो करके निकलते हैं। सो दैट इज ऑल्सो देयर। सो या
ट्रू। आई जस्ट आस्क दिस क्वेश्चन क्योंकि लोगों को बाहर से केवल ग्लैमरस चीजें दिखती हैं, और आज तो फाउंडर लिखना काफी कॉमन है, जो देखो वो फाउंडर लिख के चल रहा है, मतलब भले पता हो चाहे ना हो, पर केवल
हाँ।
ग्लैमरस चीजें ही लाइक अट्रैक्ट करती हैं लोगों को, और वो शार्क टैंक, टीआरएफ और ये सब देख के तो और ज्यादा स्टार्टअप का एक बूम चल रहा है, पर लोगों को एक्चुअल में समझना भी
हाँ,
पड़ेगा कि पेन क्या है पीछे का।
करेक्ट करेक्ट करेक्ट। नहीं नहीं, यू आर एब्सोल्युटली राइट। आई थिंक अगर आपको फेमस बनना है तो आप एक्टर बन जाइए, आप मॉडल बन जाइए, आप कंटेंट रिकॉर्ड कीजिए, दैट्स वेयर यू कैन गेट रिकॉग्निशन, राइट। स्टार्टअप इज अ वेरी challenging and a difficult role, or being a founder is, there is nothing sexy about being a founder. It's very painful. बहुत ही volatile career है। You will only be able to survive if you genuinely enjoy the problem that you're solving. अगर आप problem जो आप solve कर रहे हैं आप enjoy नहीं करते तो आप नहीं sustain कर पाएंगे। And it's okay to actually work in a job and be very happy, right? So I think मैं सब founders को यही बोलता हूँ कि don't start a company because you want to get to Shark Tank India, right? Because वो बहुत गलत मोटिवेशन है, बिकॉज फेम इज समथिंग दैट शुड बी द लास्ट ऑफ द थिंग्स दैट यू शुड केयर अबाउट when you start the company, right? It should be the excitement of building, the joy of building a product that users can use, creating wealth for your investors, your employees, create impact for your customers, creating wealth for yourself. Those are things that you should like really look for while building a company, right? Fame is a byproduct of the process, right? So you should really enjoy the process, not so much run after the byproduct, right? So that is something that I would definitely advise to all the founders.
Okay, so my next question is like Sark said, you should aim for 200 crore business instead of 50 crore. So what is the long-term vision for Leofy now, and how do you see it evolving in the years to come? And about your raising fund, you should also tell this.
So I think financial milestones. So I think we will definitely kind of achieve 200 crores also. ऐसा नहीं है कि we will not, and we also have that goal in mind. But as I said, even in my pitch, that we want to make sure that we understand the right user persona, we build the right product, and then we scale it. Basically, right? We don't want to scale it, just because it has to be done. And I still believe that obviously strategic investors can help a startup company grow very fast, and that definitely is there. But with the structure that I shared with you, we're in the process of building a lot of products that takes time, and once the product gets built and it creates meaning, then it automatically creates a lot of wealth, right? अब आप ओपन एआई को देखिए, वो 7 साल तक बस एआई मॉडल को अपने ट्रेन कर रहे थे, 7 या 8 साल तक, राइट। और अब आया तो इतनी वेल्थ क्रिएट कर दी है कि कंपनी की वैल्यूएशन बिलियंस में चली गई है, राइट। सो दैट्स हाउ टेक्नोलॉजी फंडामेंटली वर्क्स, राइट। इट टेक्स अ लॉट ऑफ टाइम, पेशेंस, बट जब एक बार बन जाती है तो आपके लिए वेल्थ काफी लॉन्ग टर्म क्रिएट कर सकती है। दैट्स व्हाट वी वुड लाइक टू काइंड ऑफ एम फॉर एज वेल। सो या
So my next question is, what's your most valuable learning through this journey of starting and building Keto or Leofy?
I think one of the most important learnings is that one should know how to delegate very well, Surya, right? हम स्टार्टअप फाउंडर्स को लगता है कि सारा कुछ हम कर सकते हैं और बहुत अच्छी तरीके से कर सकते हैं, राइट, और हमसे
True,
बेटर
true.
कोई नहीं कर सकता बेसिकली, राइट। पर आपको कंपनी को ग्रो करने के लिए आपको टीम बनाना बहुत जरूरी है, और बहुत अच्छी सॉलिड टीम बनाना बहुत जरूरी है, राइट। और आपको वो लोग चाहिए जो आपके साथ सुख दुख में रहें, आपके साथ कंपनी बिल्ड करें, और बड़ी कंपनी बिल्ड करने के लिए आपके साथ काम करें, राइट। तो फोकस ऑन बिल्डिंग अ वेरी किक एस टीम, एंड दैट इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट। मैं एक सोलो फाउंडर हूँ कंपनी का, और तो मुझे पता है कि कंपनी बिल्ड करना एक बहुत पेनफुल जर्नी है, बट लकीली मेरे पास काफ़ी अच्छे लोग हैं कंपनी में जो मेरे साथ सुख दुख में साथ रहते हैं, मेरे साथ कंपनी बिल्ड करने के प्रोसेस में मेरे साथ रहते हैं। तो building a very solid team is a very critical part of building a company that can scale, right? So always look to make sure that there are people, very smart people who are there in the business who can help you grow the company fast, and that is very important.
तो टीम बिल्डिंग के बारे में थोड़ा बताइए, लाइक आप क्या क्या चीजें सीखे टीम बिल्डिंग से, और कैसे लोगों को हायर करना चाहिए, किस तरह के लोगों को हायर करना चाहिए, और हायरिंग भी एक अपने आप में स्किल है, तो आपने उससे क्या क्या सीखा उसके बारे में बताइए।
हाँ, ये बहुत अच्छा सवाल है सूर्या। आई थिंक कैसे लोगों को हायर करना चाहिए। आई थिंक पहली चीज़ है कि आप हमेशा मतलब मैं दो चीज़ों को बहुत देखता हूँ कि इंसान ने या तो कुछ बहुत अच्छा काम किया हो अपने पास्ट में, इट कैन बी गुड स्कूल, गुड कॉलेज, गुड वर्क बैकग्राउंड, एनीथिंग, राइट। बट आई लुक फॉर गुड प्रॉक्सी ऑफ एक्सीलेंस फॉर अ पर्सन, और गुड एक्स्ट्रा करिकुलर एक्टिविटीज, राइट। वहां से मुझे पता चलता है कि इंसान एक्चुअली एंथुजियास्टिक है अबाउट लाइफ इन जनरल, राइट। And second is that I look for culture in people a lot, right? Like I always tell people not to hire assholes, right? So it is a very important thing for me that I don't pay attention, or I try and make conscious effort कि we will not hire assholes in the company, because that is very important कि हमारी कंपनी में बिल्कुल जगह ही नहीं है एरोगेंस एटीट्यूड की। ह्यूमिलिटी इज नॉन नेगोशिएबल इन द कंपनी, राइट। सो जो लोग शांति से अच्छे से काम कर सकते हैं, एक कंपनी को बिल्ड करने के लिए एफर्ट डाल सकते हैं, और अपनी स्मार्टनेस या अपनी अच्छाई को के बारे में कॉम्प्लिसेंट नहीं होंगे, वही लोग हमारी कंपनी में हमारे साथ लंबे चलते हैं बेसिकली। एंड दैट इज समथिंग दैट वी ट्राई एंड मेक श्योर, राइट। एक कल्चर फॉर कांस्टेंट ग्रोथ, फॉर हेल्पिंग ईच अदर आउट, दैट इज समथिंग दैट इज वेरी क्रिटिकल, व्हिच आई लुक फॉर व्हाइल आई इंटरव्यू पीपल और व्हाइल आई गेट पीपल ऑन बोर्ड, राइट। सेकेंड थिंग इज दैट आई लुक फॉर पीपल विद कॉम्प्लीमेंट्री स्किल्स, कि अगर मुझे लगता है कि मेरी सर्टन स्ट्रेंथ्स है तो उनको कॉम्प्लीमेंट करने के लिए कौन से बंदे हैं बेसिकली, राइट। तो that is what I very regularly look for when I look for people within the company, right? And people who are mission driven, right? Because startups can't pay exorbitant salaries. So people who typically join startups are people who are mission driven, who are looking to solve an exciting problem, and who are looking to be in it for the long term, and understand that startups में पैसा eventually उनके stock options या उनके growth से होता है basically, right? So we look for people who are mission driven and who can kind of be with you in the long run basically, right? So these things I very keenly look in the company, right? When I get people on board. And इसका मतलब ये नहीं कि मैं हमेशा hiring में correct होता हूँ, right? There are a lot of the situations where I've gotten wrong also. बट मैंने हमेशा देखा कि दैट ये चीज़ें मैं रेगुलरली देखता हूँ, एंड आई थिंक मेरे 75% डिसीजंस करेक्ट होते हैं अबाउट पीपल थ्रू इंटरव्यूज, बिकॉज मैंने अब कितने 400 500 1000 लोगों को इंटरव्यू कर ले काफ़ी लोगों को इंटरव्यू कर ले, तो मेरी अब एक्सपीरियंस थोड़ा बेटर हो गया है, नॉट जस्ट फ्रॉम माई 4 years of working in a startup, but also from my 4 years or 5 years of looking for people or hiring people in the startups that I worked for as an employee also. So all those things have added up. So yeah.
So I wanted to ask you, can you share any exciting news or upcoming developments related to Leo5 that your users can look forward to?
Absolutely. I think maybe in a couple of days from now, we will have a very mature app coming in. I think mostly we've been a web-based platform, but now you will have an end-to-end Android and iPhone app coming up very soon. We're probably targeting that coming your way maybe a month and a half from now. So you can definitely kind of look forward to that. And I think it'll be a very end-to-end platform for people to kind of get all their solutions taken care of for all their ailments. So yeah, you can definitely kind of look forward to that in about 30 to 40 days from now.
Okay. So I'm so excited and looking forward to your growth, Sahil. Okay, what do you say to the viewers who is watching you, and to the college students who is watching you and also want to pursue their career entrepreneurship? तो आप उनको क्या कहना चाहोगे, अगर आपको कुछ मैसेज देना हो अपनी जर्नी के थ्रू जो आपने सीखा, तो व्हाट डू यू?
I think to all college students, I would say that you should look to pursue a lot of skills or explore a lot about you in your college, right? I think मेरे formative years मेरे college के थे, और मैं लोगों को हमेशा बोलता हूँ कि मेरा time in NSIT was probably the time where I actually blossomed significantly as a person, because I was trying multiple skills, right? And all those skills are helping me even now in my business, right? So I would recommend that anything that you think you could be good at, give that a shot without thinking कि लोग क्या बोलेंगे. Obviously it will always affect you that अगर कुछ लोग आपको गलत बोलेंगे, but do it anyway, right? That is very important, right? So whether it's sales, marketing, product management, development, you know, get your hands dirty in all skills that you would want to learn, right? And जितनी ह्यूमिलिटी के साथ अभी सीख सकते हो उतना अच्छा है, बिकॉज यू नो वंस दिस काइंड ऑफ रियली गेट्स इम्बाइब्ड कि यार मतलब मेहनत और घिसाई की आपको आदत हो गई है, तब आपके साथ ये लाइफ लॉन्ग रहेगा स्किल बेसिकली, राइट? सो ऑलवेज मेक श्योर दैट यू लर्न अ लॉट ऑफ स्किल्स, बी वेरी hungry, and you know, failure will obviously make you feel sad, but once you build an appetite of failure very early on in your career, it will affect you lesser. Obviously it will never, there will never be a situation that failure will not affect you, but it will begin to affect you lesser, and you'll become slightly more thick skinned. You'll become more broadened in terms of horizon as a person as well, right? And that really helps you go a long way. So yeah.
So thank you so much guys for watching this episode. So stay tuned and subscribe to this channel for more amazing content like this. Don't forget to hit the like button and share this video with your friends. Also let me know whom you want to see as a next guest on the podcast.